Do music listeners have a bias towards certain music? And what I mean by this is that do fans of certain artists or certain genres have a very big bias towards those certain artists and genres? I ask this because I think it's a bit of an issue in music, particularly when people don't really look at things in an objective way. They kind of just listen to their favorite artists and just give those artists praise. Now, that might be because those artists actually put out genuinely quality music on a consistent basis, but then we have artists like J. Cole who quite clearly don't really hit their potential on every release, but J. Cole fans like suck up everything he releases and calls it a masterpiece and calls it a classic when it's just come out. I believe that this is something that needs changing in music because I think we need to be able to critique artists for the work that they put out without thinking that we have to love everything that they release because it's like one of our favorite bands or favorite artists. As much as I may love Kendrick Lamar, I think Damn was a pretty flawed album, and I wouldn't be scared to admit that, but I feel as though that because of the status Kendrick Lamar has, a lot of fans pretty much just accepted everything on the album because of who he is. That's not to say that fans are lying about the album, they're not just saying, oh, I love this because it's Kendrick Lamar, but you do have to wonder, like, where's the line drawn, like, when will fans just start saying, oh, this artist hasn't actually hit their full potential on this album, and here's why, but it's quite often that you don't see that. I mean, is it hard to hide your bias? If you love an artist so much, then you're probably going to expect greatness on every release. And if you believe that they constantly release great music, then I suppose there's no issue in showing that you love the album. But it's something about it that just irks me a little bit. I don't know, I just can't quite describe it. It really irks me the most when the super fans chime in and say, no, no, this album's amazing. You're not allowed to say that about this album. It's too good. You're a hater. You're a hater. You're a hater. No, 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 no. You're not a hater just because you don't like an album. You can like every other album by the artist, but this one album might not have been that good. That's okay. It's okay. But now I need to address the music publications that do this regularly. Like, I mean regularly. Like, it seems as though certain artists and genres of music will get like the highest praise from critics, but then you kind of see that other genres are just being thrown by the wayside, even though sometimes that might not be deserved. You just always know that the certain specific group of artists and genres as well will always get like the praise, but then smaller artists and bands don't really get that much praise, even though their albums are still filled with quality music. It's just like there's a specific bias that the music publications have to have. Like they can't give certain albums a high rating, and it's really stupid. I can often be like this too. I mean, I'm quite biased towards certain genres. There are some genres that I've just always felt like, nah, I'm not really into that, so I'm probably not going to try the album, which is stupid because you're really pushing yourself away from a cult like a subgenre of music that could be really good. But when it comes to hip hop, I tend to typically praise that the most and give it mostly like the benefit of the doubt. And every Friday with all the new music releases, I usually go straight to the hip hop albums first. So even I myself have the bias, but there's a line as well because you can still critique those albums without jumping on them and saying that they're the best albums ever and they're classic albums straight away, like a lot of super fans seem to do. I think it is hard in the internet age. I mean, a lot of albums come out that a lot of people hype over, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I need to hear this album now because everyone's saying it's so good, so I need to check what everyone else is saying so good, and if I'm missing out, then I don't want to be missing out. And then it's like, if you don't like the album, then you've got to kind of think, well, everyone else likes it, so why don't I like it? I think maybe I'm rambling a bit too much at this point, so I'm just going to leave it there. But I do think there is some kind of bias in music. I think that we often jump on the bandwagon, and I think there needs to be a bit less of that. Do try new genres, don't just stick to the same old, same old, same old. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what I should talk about next in the next discussion video, and have a good day.